Sarah. I got to head over to Airdrie.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Good. I'll look for the. Is this going to be on TV? Do you know?
Yeah, there's CBC's here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look for it. Obviously.
Yeah.
And have we firmed up a board meeting in April?
I'm not sure. You'd have to talk to Carson.
Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
I can just wait.
We'll be sending everything along. I think I'll have to ask her. My mind hasn't been on it.
Yeah. No, that's okay. And I saw Andy's email this morning, so that's awesome.
Yeah. It's fun.
So I'm going to be getting my family and
Awesome.
my neighbors. So is the website up actually?
Yep, it's up and running, ready to go.
People can go online now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let everybody know.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm Mike Sonington, CBC. Can I do a quick interview with you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'd love you to because I forgot to say one major thing. Bye.
I'll just put you right here, Sarah. Oh yeah. Oh, do you want to? Oh, you want to?
Can you do me?
Yeah. You bet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you just stand
Tell us about the project a little bit.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, sure. So we decided that what we wanted was an opportunity for everyday people to sponsor this park and support the work that we do. So we created this campaign. And one of the most important things about the campaign that I actually forgot to mention is that it is a donation, and therefore you receive a charitable tax receipt. You also receive a certificate that has the name of you or who you've dedicated the acre to. You receive a bumper sticker with the I Heart GRPF on it, and you also receive a description of your acre area. And that took a lot of work from volunteers and staff to actually go out and look at the areas that our acres are in, because this park is so varied: grasslands, water, aspen forests, sandstone cliffs. And so when you get your acre, you're actually going to get a really cool description of the area, from its ecological facts to the history, from whether or not you've received or stewarded an acre where Glenbow Town once used to be, or the sandstone quarry used to be, or just talking about some of the animals that you would find in your area. And you can either have that emailed to you, or we'll actually mail it right to your door as well. Yeah, no problem.
It's a somewhat unique program, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stepping forward to help a provincial park. Tell me why you felt it was necessary to help your provincial park.
Yeah, well, I mean, number one, Glenbow Ranch Provincial Park protects about 4% of the remaining grasslands in Alberta. That's a huge amount of grassland when you think of the fact that we're nestled between Calgary and Cochrane. And so for that reason, it's a very unique park. It's an active ranch as well, so it allows everyday people to learn about the ranching history of the park and ranching practices, which are so important to Alberta. And then it also has a fascinating Indigenous and early settler history. So then you combine the ecological and the history together, and it's a one-of-a-kind park, and it deserves one-of-a-kind protection. And so our foundation has been here since the very beginning. And in partnership with Alberta Parks, we've really been playing a leadership role here, and we want to continue to do it for these generations to continue to be able to come out and have their kids take part in educational programming. And I think we all know that those large donations of the past, aren't necessarily around anymore, and everyday people need a way to also show their support. And so I think this is a really great initiative to be accessible to all Albertans and abroad who want to support the park.
I think so too. The new building, when did it begin and how is it funded?
Yeah, so this building behind us is going to be the new educational facility that will be largely run by our foundation. We were really lucky to receive funding through Alberta Parks for this building, and they are actually building the facility. And then our nonprofit foundation is responsible for outfitting the inside of it. So again, it's one of those cost-sharing partnerships that we have here in our park. And as you can see, it is stunning. It really fits in well with the Western theme. The whole west side is windows, so that's a great thing, but we also might have to keep getting our students' attention back when they're taking part in programming. And we'll be able to have other nonprofits and community organizations in the area use the space as well. So I really see it becoming a hub for community engagement related to conservation. So we're really excited. It'll be done, the building part will be done at the end of March, and then our foundation will be taking over on outfitting the inside of it.
It's kind of a hidden gem, isn't it? I mean, lots of people from Calgary, I don't even think are aware it's here. What do you hope that this promotes awareness of the park?
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right that it was for a very long time a hidden gem. And then when COVID-19 hit and people had to stay closer to home, the park was discovered. And once people discover it, they always come back. So just our recent stats that we received from Alberta Parks is that between May and December of last year compared to 2019, we saw 164% increase in visitation. And there were specific months where it was over 200%. So people have discovered it. Now we just want to help them find a way of supporting the park as they fall in love with it.
When you see that kind of usage, do you hope that the government will step forward and maybe bring more funding to you?
I would never say no to funding. Funding always allows us to do more, you know, but we have a really good working relationship with them, particularly in regards to capital projects. So I mentioned the wheelchair accessible viewing platform. That was a project co-funded between the two of us. And most of the capital projects in the park have been that way. You know, support for vegetation management is always something we need, and so perhaps down the line the government will play a bigger role in that. But as I said, the everyday Alberta Parks people we work with are, like, we couldn't do what we do without them. We simply couldn't, and I think vice versa.
Going forward with this stewardship program, do you think the park will change, or do you just hope to conserve it, or what do you hope?
Yeah, I do. What I think will change is people's perceptions of the park, and that's largely through our educational work that we do at the park. And so just an example, we had a family come out for the very first time here a couple months ago. They had never been here before, and they you know, were looking at the view the whole time, let their kids wander off trail and build a giant teepee. And on their way back, they started noticing all the signage about fragile ecosystems, fescue grasses. Once they disappear, it's virtually impossible to bring them back. Some of them are over 100 years old. And the importance of staying on trail. And that signage, which our foundation created, led them to reach out to us and have talk to their children about conservation and apologize and actually ask if they could come out and take the teepee back down. So it's just an example of the role that we play in the park. And I know that that family and their kids, the next time they come, they're gonna stay on path, they're gonna keep their dog on leash, and they're gonna recognize that everyone behind me, everyone around me, all of us, play a really important role in keeping this park as healthy as it is. Yeah, yeah, you're very welcome. And I love this sign. I love it. The photo behind is by our volunteer Harvey Martins, and it's that view down there.
That is a great photo.
Isn't it awesome?
Not just the hands and the heart, but just it's so you caught it on the greenest day of the year.
I know, I love the photo. Well, we need to show what it looks like at other times, right?
Congratulations, Sarah.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. I think